my heart. Point away to Arkansas and throw me like a dart. Bathe me up in lithium, God knows I need a friend. In a hot spring, new dream.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for stopping back by the channel. So today we're cooking pork butt with my good friend Derek. We're doing it all on the green egg. So this episode is all about the green egg. I don't have a lot of experience with the green egg. Derek does. He actually worked for a distributor for a long time, and he's got all the tips and the tricks. And so we're having a picnic tonight, and he decided to come over and show me how to use this thing. And so we're doing this pork butt. Derek, you already seasoned this thing last night.
Yes,
Tell us a little bit about what you did.
Yes, I always like to season mine overnight in the refrigerator. And so first what I do is put just a thin glaze of mustard over it. And the acid in the mustard kind of helps tenderize the meat itself and kind of helps break it down. But then I just use the basic pork rub that you can buy at any grocery store. I like the one from Sucklebuster's. I always put mine in a plastic bag just to help, because it is quite messy.
How long is it going to take us to cook this thing?
I'm shooting for 4 hours.
Okay.
So a lot of that will just, determine on the temperature. And then really, and you've experienced this, a lot of it's just some meats you get cook fast, some just for whatever reason cook slow.
Yeah.
And then also you probably experienced the old stall where you get about halfway through and the temperatures just stalls.
Yeah.
So hopefully we won't have, if we do stall, it won't be that long.
Cool.
But this right now is ready to get thrown onto the egg once our fire is ready.
Awesome. So guys, we're going to get this onto the egg, and we're going to show you guys how we do that. And I'm excited about this. I'm excited to start using my big green egg finally. Okay, Derek. So he's filled it up. So we've got old coals in the bottom, just to remind everybody. And is there any logic to bigger chunks versus little chunks?
None at all.
Okay.
The bigger chunks will usually burn a little bit hotter. And then the biggest thing is the small chunks. If you get too many small chunks, it's going to block that airflow.
Okay.
Because that airflow, the inflow is coming in here and then coming out through the top. So that's also a sign if you need to clean it out too.
Yeah.
Because if you don't clean it out on a regular basis, you'll get some of that block of some of that airflow, and that's pretty important.
Okay, cool. So we've got her filled up, and then what's the starting process?
The starting process is Big Green Egg has these starting blocks, which is basically just mashed up sawdust. The biggest thing about a Big Green Egg, or really any porcelain cookers, is not to use A, regular charcoal, or B, to use it with a lighter fluid.
Okay.
Because these are made out of porcelain, that charcoal and that lighter fluid, that taste will seep in, and you'll start to retain that taste on all your cooks.
Derek was just telling me is that while we're starting it, we're just going to leave everything wide open. So we've got the bottom wide open, we've got the big green egg wide open, and as it starts to catch fire, he'll shut the lid. He'll open the trap at the top wide open, and then as we get closer to cooking and as it's building temperature, he'll start kind of dialing it in. He's looking for 275 to 300 for this pork butt, and so that's just a little trick on how to get this thing going. Okay, so I see you've got this thing all shut down.
Yes, got it shut down. I have this vent wide open, and then have the bottom vent also completely wide open. And this thing will start catching here in a minute, and we want this to get up to 300 degrees.
Okay.
And then when that happens, we will put the plate setter in. This is the plate setter.
Okay.
This is what you need in the Big Green Egg to do your low and slow cooking for low temperatures. You'll also see this called indirect cooking, because it's not sitting right over the coals, open flames. This kind of shields the heat, and you can also hold it at really low temperatures. So we'll throw this in, then we'll put our grate on, and then once that's done, then it's time for the pork butt. You can hear it crackling, so it is lit.
So is this like on a charcoal pit or something like that? Do you have to let this stuff burn down and get gray, or are you good to go right on because it's natural?
Because it's natural, and what it is again, there's a bunch of different brands out there. Big Green Egg has their own brand, but you will see it's 100% natural. Well, this has oak and hickory,
Okay.
and it's called lump charcoal. Okay. And that's what you want to look for at the store, whether it's this brand or another brand. You want to make sure that it's lump charcoal.
Okay.
Now you can really hear that fire starting to pop. So it's
when you get to temp, you're ready. You just throw it straight on.
ready to go.
Okay. Awesome.
As you can tell, we've hit at least 300 degrees. So now it's time to start choking the air vents down so we can maintain and not let it get too hot. So what I'm going to do is I usually close the top vent. Leave it at about 1/4 right now. We'll see how that holds. And then here at the bottom, I'll probably leave it at about a 1/2 inch open. And if any of y'all are familiar with how to use an offset smoker, then it's the same concept. This is how you control your heat. And so the more open you leave the cap and the vents, the hotter it's going to get. So in order to maintain this 300 degrees, we're going to go ahead and choke this down. Okay, here is our pork butt. Our fire is ready. And so into the egg it goes. Now we have our pork butt out here, and we have our temperature set. It's time to put this thing on, and we're going to walk through how to input the plate setter, and then I'm also going to add some hickory chunks. You'll hear a lot of people say they like to soak their wood chunks in water first. I think that's a personal preference. These I didn't soak in water, but I have done it. I think it comes out fine either way. Now, I mentioned earlier about the plate setter, that's what you need to do these slow cooks. And it's also what you'll see if you see any Big Green Egg recipes. They'll say either you cook them on direct heat or indirect. This will be considered the indirect heat. One thing about this fire is it's very hot. So in order to put this in, I always like to get some type of heat-resistant glove. These again are by the Big Green Egg, but you can use welding gloves or anything that will just kind of protect your hands from the heat. So with this, you'll see that we have 3 feet here, 1, 2, 3, and there are 3 notches in this upper ring. And so what we'll do is always use the feet up, and you just literally place this just like that. So these feet are in those notches. Because I use a pan. Don't worry, I'm going to pull this pork butt out. But I also like to use a pan that sits right on top just to capture all the grease. Otherwise, this plate setter gets really coated with burnt grease, and it's just a mess to clean up. About 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours into the smoke, and now we're going to wrap it. You already see it falling apart, which is a good thing. That's what you want. So I'll stick the thermometer back in all the way to where it's pretty close to the center, and we just set it on here. We close the lid, and then we just wait till it hits the internal temperature.
Okay, so I'm super excited about this one. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've had that green egg for about a year, and I'm just intimidated to use it. And so when my buddy Derek said he'd come over and teach me how to use it, I took him up on it. And this pork butt looks absolutely amazing. And so we're gonna pull the bone, and we're gonna shred it up. How do you think it's gonna be?
I think it's going to be really well. I think it's going to be really, really tender.
How long do we have that thing on?
This was on, we put it on about 2 o'clock, and it's
6:30.
about 6:30, so about 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
And it was a 7.5 pound pork butt. You can use pork shoulder or pork butt. Honestly, I don't even know what the difference is, but either
one's up here and one's back here.
Yeah, exactly. Either way, as long as you get bone in, I think that's the main key, is to get bone in. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's rip this thing apart.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been using the pellet smoker because I felt like that was a convenience thing and it was just a lot easier.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't know that it was. The green egg, we didn't even touch it.
No.
You put your meter in there, you got your temperature dialed in, and we just laid in chairs and watched football.
That's it. Let it go.
So
absolutely.
Right, let's without further ado, let's bang this thing out.
So here's the key. Here's the bone.
Come on in and check this out.
Pork shoulder. So what you want is this thing to actually get up to 200 degrees, just like you would a brisket. And then this bone in here should just pull out very easily. That way you know everything's broken down. So here we go. Here's the big test. 1, 2, 3. That's money right there. There's the bone. Just slid right out, and then this thing is just ready to tear apart. Get you 2 forks, or they also make meat claws, you may see, that tears these things apart. But 2 forks work just as well.
I'll have the meat claws next time, guaranteed.
Yeah, okay. And this top layer is just a lot of the fat and burnt-on seasoning. You can just scrape to the side or mix it in, and then you get down to the actual meat, where again you just literally just break this thing down and it just tears apart. You can see it's really juicy. We're ready to eat, man. This is good.
Why don't you say we do a little taster?
Go for it, man. Dive in.
You know which one's the best part?
No, either one.
Let's give it a little try here.
There's something right there.
Oh wow, dude,
that's really good.
You gotta give me a bump.
We got it, man. We nailed it. You get some with the seasoning that was on the outside.
That's amazing. That stuff is so tender. I was having this debate with my sister-in-law the other day. So if you could eat one animal for the rest of your life, what would it be? She said a cow. I said a pig. It's awesome, guys. I think we had a winner here. We're going to shred this thing up. We're going to serve it up. I think that, I don't know, it was just way easier than I thought that it would be with the green egg. So look for a lot more videos on the green egg coming up soon. I'm sure Derek has a lot of great ideas. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do it now. It really helps our channel. Subscribe at the bottom. You'll be alerted every time we put up a new video. Leave a comment. We just really appreciate it. We'll catch you on the next one. Appreciate it.
Next time we'll maybe try some dessert. I've cooked a pie out there.
I heard you got a mean cobbler.
And I got a mean cobbler. We'll make next time with the egg. Let's do it.
All right, see you next time.